The second example we looked at today is about dropping an object. It says when an object is dropped, its height h in feet above the ground after t seconds can be modeled by the function h equals negative 16t squared plus h sub 0, where h sub 0 is the initial height in feet of the object. H is the final height of the object. Now, just an FYI, you will need this formula on your homework, so make sure you keep your notes out and have this formula handy. Anytime they talk about dropping an object, this is the formula they want you to start with. So it says, for a science competition, students must design a container that prevents an egg from breaking when dropped from a height of 50 feet. Well, right there, there's your initial height. For part A, it says, write a function that gives the height h in feet of the container after t seconds. Okay. So my height after t seconds will be this, because as they stated, we are dropping it from a height of 50 feet. Okay? So that is your function. And instead of h, we could also write it in function notation as h of t. Okay? The height at this time can be found using this formula. Then it says, how long does the container take to hit the ground? Well, when you hit the ground, that means your final height is 0. Now, one thing we talked about this morning is yes, you could try to factor it, but remember, we've talked about a couple methods for solving. We've talked about graphing, probably not a good option for this one. We have also talked about factoring. We've also talked about solving by square roots. This would be a great problem to do solving by square roots. Let's just get the t squared by itself and then square root both sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 50. And then I'm going to divide by negative 16. Okay? Now, because this is more of an application problem, decimals are fine. And when you divide by negative 16, you end up with 3.125. Now, that's t squared. We're really interested in t, and the square root of 3.125 is approximately 1.8 seconds. I don't need to put plus or minus because negative 1.8 seconds doesn't make any sense for this problem. And so it takes the egg 1.8 seconds to fall from 50 feet and reach the ground. For part B, it says find and interpret h of 1 minus h of 5. Well, what this is really asking us to do is find the height after 1 second, find the height after 1.5 seconds, and then find the difference between them. Okay? Well, the height after 1 second is going to be where I plug in a 1 for t. Okay? The height for 1.5 seconds is going to be when I plug in 1.5 for t. Okay, now remember, this over here is just the name of the function. You don't do any work. All work is done on this side. This comes out to be 34 feet. This comes out to be 14 feet. And so the difference between 1 second and 1.5 seconds is a difference of 20 feet.